So here we are on the eve of the Run for Your Lives tour, opening in Budapest, Hungary in 2 days, and I'm here in somehow beautiful sunny England, where we've been for the past 5 days. It's probably appropriate for a little travel montage. Yeah, we've just been here for a little under a week, spending some time with family. But tomorrow we head off to Budapest, Hungary, which is really exciting. It's a new country for me and James. It's also our 10th anniversary on the 29th, so that's pretty cool. I just wanted to do a little bit of filming now because tomorrow we have to wake up at like 3:30 in the morning to go catch our flight from London to Budapest, and I know that I'm going to be in no mood to film, so we're doing a little bit now. Obviously, there's some new stuff to talk about. As I'm sure many of you saw from the Iron Maiden social media post, there was a statement from Rod and Company saying that basically they would politely request the fans not excessively use phones during the show. And when we signed up for First to the Barrier, there was something in there you had to tick to say that you wouldn't film at all. Barring the last song, they said, oh, can you guess what it is? I think it's Run of the Hills. A lot of people think it's Die With Your Boots On, but we'll see. But it sounds like they're okay with filming at the very end of the show, so if anything's in the vlogs, it will be things like maybe a couple photos snapped here and there, and maybe that last song, if it seems like it's okay to do that. But I want to respect what the band wants, you know, if they want things to be like the 80s, and I'm all for that. I was telling James the past couple years to stop filming so much because he would get so many songs and I'd like all of it and I would want to add all of it to the vlogs because it was so good, and then they'd end up being like an hour long and I thought that was a bit excessive, so we were gonna cut it down to like maybe a couple of songs per vlog. But now Rod Smallwood has made it little to no songs, which is fine by me. I hope it's fine by you guys. I really enjoy vlogging anyway. We'll obviously get meetups, the merch booth, just going about the day like we usually do. We didn't win First to the Barrier this time, but this is still like a whole venue thing, so I'm gonna respect what they want, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and I hope you guys all still enjoy too. Go out there, see the show yourself, take it all in. So that's really about all I've got to talk about right now, so let's get on with Budapest. Holy shit, I told you guys I wouldn't want to film. Welcome to Budapest. We started our trip in Budapest to this restaurant here. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name, but I will put it up on the screen. James and I both had chicken paprikash, and Madison had this cool vegetable stew. We ended with a pistachio tiramisu that literally had all of us wowing. It was so good. Madison and I were just both like, what's that?
It's a building.
I don't know.
We still don't know what it is.
Everything looks cool here.
Honestly, every building's cool.
I got it.
It's gonna rain.
What is this?
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
Look who it is. It's this guy.
It's a British line.
Derek, we've walked into this stone palace, and I don't know where we are. Could you help?
We're in the city park.
City Park.
I don't know the name of. Built in 1483.
Wow. Please fact check this, everybody.
Please fact check. It was built by Sir Stephen Humphreys.
Yep.
The third.
Stephen Percy, yes.
Yeah. Stephen Piercy. Yeah.
I can't pronounce anything.
It's very nice.
I don't know.
Look at that good boy.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely what a lion looks like.
Yeah.
Is everybody hearing these sounds?
They're either frogs or kookaburras.
The old Hungarian kookaburra.
Did you do the face? Good morning from me and the Hungarian cow wall of our Airbnb. It is officially the 27th of May, the first night of the Run for Your Lives tour. It felt like a long day yesterday. We'd still kind of turned in early, about 10 o'clock, but I mean, for being the night before the show, like, that's rare for us. Usually, you know, it's waiting in line and having to queue early, and now we're just taking it easy this year. But yeah, yesterday we had a really nice time. And then we just walked around the city. We saw Heroes Square, which we will be going back to today because there's a fan flag meetup. John McMurtry's taking some photos, so that'll be cool. We'll add that in here. We walked around the park there and just walked all around the city, chatted about the show, about what we think's gonna happen, how nervous we all are about it. Like, I've never gone into a Maiden tour nervous before, but I am so nervous this time. But yeah, so we're just gonna take you along for the rest of today. For that flag photo, I think we're gonna go get some delicious desserts before that, and see what else we get up to, because I have a whole list of stuff. I don't have an itinerary, but I made like a whole list of things I want to see, and we're gonna get to it in the next 4 days.
And we just checked out this like little cakes and coffee place that Steph found.
Again, I'm not gonna try to pronounce anything, but I will put the name on the screen. But now we're going to Heroes Square to go to the flag meetup.
All right, so we're gonna go take a quick one photo, and then we'll continue on with our day. It's kind of funny. We get on the metro, and we go about 5 stops to get to the Hero Square, which is just over there. And every single stop, you just get another horde of Maiden shirts squeeze onto the metro. And as soon as we get here, everybody files out. So this is Hero Square. We did meet some friends here last night when it was raining. It looks like we got perfect weather for the rest of our time here in Budapest. We're kind of loving this city right now because we noticed how enormous it is, and luckily we're here for 5 nights total, so we got a lot of time to see everything, especially if we're not waiting in line all day at these venues. So this is why everybody's here, for a big old flag photo, because every opening night the whole world seems to descend on the city that Maiden plays. See, even more people. The metro's just spitting Maiden fans out every stop.
What are you going to give him? 7 out of 10? I'm too fucking late!
Now, that's the guy I've been waiting for, Mr. McMurtry. It's Maiden's official photographer.
Hey, 3, 2, 1!
So So that was crazy. James didn't capture it, but Rod Smallwood showed up on his bike, and he came up and he said, "You guys are not going to believe your eyes tonight." So that was cool. He got in a picture. I think he was right next to our friend Adrian, like holding up his Costa Rica flag. So that was cool. So I don't think they expected this many people to show up because
No, this is like 500 people showed up.
It was like a mob, but
Yeah.
that was really cool. And we've been saying hi to everybody. So we found the biggest change for First of the Barrier. We're just scoping out the venue, and here's the First of the Barrier sign. And there's nobody here. It's what? It's one. It's almost 1 o'clock. And there is nobody here. So very nice.
There is now word that a Budapest event shirt is out, and this is their reaction.
Oh, fuck yeah. I like it.
Okay,
Hold on.
Thumbs
Let
up.
me see.
You have to get
I have
it
the
right
privacy
on.
Oh, wow.
That's the front.
Oh, Eddie
Front.
coming out of an arena.
I've never done that before.
Here's the back.
Yeah, like it.
The back.
Love it.
Hold on,
Love it,
sorry.
actually.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
nice and blue.
Yeah.
I like
Let's
the
go
blue.
see in person, guys.
Okay, let's go.
Damn.
So we made it to the venue, and there's already a merch booth open, and we're gonna go ahead and guess, just like before Future Past, they had limited selection, before you know what the set list is. So, okay, so here we are. What's different right now is that they didn't put the physical shirts up, but they printed out like a tarp sheet, and it's hard to see, but there's a few generics, like that one right there. And then what I'm interested in is this Clairvoyant shirt, which is maybe leading me to believe they might play Seventh Son. It's the only one that's super specific, other than at the bottom. There is a Power Slave one right there in the blue. It's hard to see. But again, we could see new shirts as the tour goes on because they want to keep the set list under wraps. But I am wondering.
So there's a sign up there that says "To be revealed, available post-show." We are thinking that maybe it's like Mariner or something, because they did this in Ljubljana where they hid the Alexander shirt until the next show.
Yeah, so to be revealed. There's actually a second one at the bottom corner that says the same thing, to be revealed. So I'm thinking there might be 2 surprise songs. I'm guessing one of them is Rhyme, and the other one, I guess, to be determined. People are grabbing the adventure, but we don't see it physically up there. But then again, this is kind of a generic tarp that they made that'll be on the whole tour. We did the conversion, and the price here in USD is $56, so it's a little bit steep, but we'll see how the tour goes on. If anything really catches our eye, we'll definitely be grabbing it. So we picked up some merch, or they had picked up some merch.
Merch Hall.
Yeah, merch haul.
So we got the so Budapest has an event shirt.
Yep, I've already got that on tape, but
We got
just
that on
again,
tape.
I got those again.
But here is a close-up view of it.
So how do you feel about there being a ship between his crotchel there?
Well, I think they might play Ghost of the Navigator.
Navigator confirmed, and then up here we got Tail Gunner.
Tail Gunner confirmed.
So that's that.
That's right. Is the Rubik's Cube?
So I learned that the Rubik's Cube was invented in Hungary.
That's amazing.
So.
Okay.
And then you got
I love the back of this too. I love the blue. It stands
yeah,
out.
it's
Great.
different.
And so
then
yeah, I got
new sock?
I got the it's a big sock. No, it's a scarf. And they have not, to my knowledge, I don't think they've done a knitted woven scarf since Final Frontier.
Yeah.
And I have that one, and this one's going to look great on the wall
On my mantle.
next to it. Yes, right above the door frame. So
Anything
I had to get
else?
the scarf. This is the generic
Okay.
tour shirt, but here
Yeah.
we'll pull it out. Steph, can you hold, please? Do it.
Let's have a
So
look.
we've
See.
got this is just the
Oh, okay. There is more on it than I thought.
yeah, so it matches the original imagery that we've seen already, but a little
That
bit of
is a
details.
Trooper
It's a
wheel?
wheel.
A wheel of a
Trooper
troop.
wheel.
What's that?
Pyramid with power
slave.
coming down.
Oh, right. Powered.
Oh, it's the
Slave.
box
Like a-
that Eddie's in from Peace of Mind.
Yeah,
See the
maybe.
door?
Peace of Mind confirmed. And then the
Peace of Mind.
Peace
neck
of Mind
chain.
confirmed again.
Or hooks in you, hooks in the ceiling.
Ooh.
Seventh Son. Are they going to play Seventh Son tonight?
Yes.
Is this Is this their normal artist that they get? I feel like
Seventh
this is a
Son
little
confirmed.
different.
I don't know. Does it match this shirt
No,
that I'm wearing?
it doesn't.
And then down here on the on the posters, SD Simon Dawson.
What does the yellow poster say next to it? Anything in there?
Run for
Run
your
for
lives.
lives tour.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
It's that,
Maiden.
yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
And then Emily got a wristband.
Well, I have been wearing this wristband since I was about 20 years old, and as you can see, it is heavily rusted.
oh yeah.
So, fortunately, I have had my tetanus shot, but instead, I will actually
And
be
this one is
replacing it.
this one's stainless steel, I assume.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this is going to go rusty again.
All right, we are refreshed. We have our tickets, we have our tools. And we are heading back to the metro to get back to the venue to stay there until the show is over and all is revealed. Well, it's around 4:15 in the afternoon. The sun is bearing down. There's not a whole lot of shade around here, but luckily we're lathered up in sunscreen, or at least I am. Yeah, it's there's been like a few things that have been talked about around the venue, and luckily you guys are seeing this after the show is over, so all will be revealed and you guys know more than I do right now. However, there has been word that somebody heard them rehearsing Seventh Son in the building. That would be pretty crazy if they played that, because I'm imagining with what we've seen with the shirts, the Budapest shirt, you can see the sails of a boat, and there's a Power Slave shirt with obviously a rhyme reference on the back. So I'm imagining a set with Phantom and Rhyme and Seventh Son in the same set, and that's kind of making me get a little excited, not gonna lie. If they do that, I'll be pretty happy. Another thing that I noticed from the videos that they've been posting from the like gear setup on their social medias is in Adrian's guitar case, I saw 3 Lado guitars in there. And if you're not a gearhead like me, Adrian last played the Lado guitars on the Power Slave tour. So it's that like blue spiky guitar he played on Live After Death. If he pulls those out, I mean, that's life changing. We're all going to be changed people after the show if that happens with that set list. So we'll see what happens. Everybody's having a good time so far. Everybody's buying $500 worth of merch each, so Maiden should be very happy. And not too long until we know what's going on and when we're going inside, and then we'll show you guys everything. Well, there's somewhat of a split floor, so we've got it tied down here on the second barrier, so we'll see how that goes. Plus we got a little bit of elevation with the barrier footer. And here is a massive soundboard. The floor of this place is humongous. There isn't a whole lot of seats. There's just what you see there, the 2 tiers. But yeah, the floor is going to be packed. It was a little bit madness coming in here. Everybody was kind of trying to run through a single door. That wasn't fun. The sun has been relentless, but we're in here, and I'm actually starting to get just a little bit excited.
Wow, guys, that was crazy. I haven't been in like a GA entry like that in a really long time, and that one was specifically like heave ho, everybody push through one single door.
Like all the security is trying to slow us down. They're trying to squeeze
Which
through
is
a single
understandable
door.
because they had us going downstairs and people were like rushing,
A
and
little
I'm
dangerous.
like, I need a hand bar to hold on to.
Which we didn't get.
Yeah, people were running past us. I'm like, I really hope I don't break my neck in Hungary. But yeah,
we're here. We got second barrier. There's like a random.
Don't let this barrier fool you. We're not at the front.
There's a random barrier in the middle of the floor. My biggest problem is I'm short. Somebody stands right in front of me, I can't see anything. So, you know, there's a little barricade in front of us. Ooh, that stops people from standing in front of me. So, fucking Wheels of Steel.
Oh
they
my
did
gosh.
they didn't change the playlist, and we're gonna get Wheels of Steel like 5
For the
times
rest
again.
of their career, we're
Yep.
going to be hearing this same list. But it's a small thing to gripe about. We're here on opening night, and what do we see? We see hailstorms set up.
And
They have a bunch of fake Marshall amps, and we see absolutely nothing from the Maiden stage.
And we heard some really cool rumors earlier, and I'm excited if it's the case.
I did bring it up already to the
Okay,
camera.
so you talk.
Yeah, like the rumors, who knows if they're right, but I hope they are.
I think they are, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous about Simon. I won't lie. I'm sure he's nervous too. So you know, we'll see how it goes.
Do you think Aces High is going to open?
I hope not, but I have a feeling it probably will.
I have a feeling it's going to be Aces.
I want them to open with something that they've never done before,
Yeah.
or haven't done in a really long time. They've done Aces too recently, so
Yeah.
Anyway.
Still, we'll see, and we'll take you guys through it. And things are a little bit different. We haven't talked about like the camera policy thing,
I have.
so.
I started the vlog that way.
And that's the end of this section. Thank you, everybody, and goodbye.
Did you go to Japan?
Oh, I missed it. It's official. Please respect the band. Please respect the other fans. Keep your phones in your pocket.
Okay, guys, I have to yell, but they've got the flashbang things up there, as you can see in the light.
Oh, and they're gonna all have
Oh, look at the lights! Look, there's like
there's
shit.
lights.
Yeah.
There's lights on lights.
Well, there's like a row of lights underneath the screen
Yeah.
there too.
Yeah. They're gonna do some light tests.
So we can't see much of anything with the stage because it's all covered up, but there is a large screen, no backdrops, and you can see the message on the screen. I don't know if James showed that or not.
And you know what's about to happen?
Neck test?
Neck test. We're a little further back, but
Hey, is that him? Okay, there's a thing right there. We're trying to figure out what that is for.
some kind of cauldron that I guess is gonna have fire.
A cauldron or a torch or something.
So I don't know, number of the beast, something like
Yeah. Okay, there's more of them. There's there. I'm sure you're all going to see pictures of this, so it won't matter anyway, but you're getting our excitement. And there's one over there, so this is like something to do with the stage.
that. And we can see a massive screen in
Yes,
the back.
massive screen.
This is technology. I go first? Yeah. What was the question?
This is what we do after an Iron Maiden show, is we debrief with our friends from abroad.
I thought it was okay.
Hi guys, it's the next morning, and as you probably saw, it probably cut right from like Doctor Doctor into this.
And here we are.
Where like normally we'll film a little bit of like, oh, always look on the bright side and exiting and stuff, but
And we did plan on like filming, a bit of the last song, "Fill Your Boots," as they said.
yes,
But we didn't.
I was just genuinely too perplexed to do any of that. So the plan was to just take a few pictures of the show because it seemed like that was okay with them. Like just quick snap, put your phone down. And we were gonna like talk about what happened during the show or that. I guess we'll still do it that way, but I just genuinely have so much to talk about with this show, and not all of it is what, people would expect to be good.
Yeah.
So we should probably start with the positives at least, like to say what we did like.
Yeah.
Obviously the set list, like, they really went out of their way to, kind of craft a unique set list. There was a few in there, like Aces High and Wasted Years Closing, that I felt like it didn't need that. And like a lot of people seem sad that they didn't play No Prayer song. That doesn't bother me just because I don't care for that album, but it seems like, in place of one of those songs at least, there could have been something from No Prayer, but otherwise, Like,
I think it was genuinely what we expected.
yeah, it was what I expected, but
I think setlist, it's thumbs up. I think for the casuals, definitely.
and in fact, like, they've never done Seven Son and Mariner in one set, so that's very ballsy, and I applaud that.
And we got killers for the first time in like 25 years, so that was, everybody wanted that, and they did it, and it was great.
James with the Lado guitars, you were nerding about that.
Yeah, Adrian came right out like with the first song, and he was playing his Lado for like at least half the set, and like we haven't seen him play those in decades, so I don't know what prompted him to say, "Oh, it's time to bring these
it's
back."
Lado time.
And I wonder if they were new or like his old collection, but yeah, it was really cool to see that.
And then Simon obviously worked very hard. It wasn't the same, especially on the Nico songs. We went ham during the first few songs.
Yeah, those early days songs.
He did great on those ones we haven't heard in a long time, and he clearly worked very hard. It's a very hard set for anybody. Even it just didn't personally hit the same for me on a lot of the songs, but still a big thumbs up to him because he, I can't imagine how stressful the lead up to this tour has been for him. And this is huge shoes to fill and a really complicated set list. So, I salute you, Simon.
Yeah, he gets a cheers, thanks.
You get a big Steve Harris thumbs up for
That's probably
your effort.
After the show, Simon was like, "What did you think of that, Steve?"
Cheers, thanks.
Yeah, cheers, thanks.
I did that Bruce brought back some of the costumes that he wore. I love the Somewhere Back in Time Fest. I know he brought that back in Legacy, and some people complain oh, he's just reusing old costumes. Yeah, but on a 50th anniversary tour, that is kind of cool. This would have been the tour to bring out the Somewhere in Time jacket again.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's falling apart and he could only work for the one show, but even if they recreated little bits, that would have been cool. But I'm a costume nerd. He was wearing the Demo Baza pants again. He clearly loves that brand.
Yeah. Well, it definitely, through the show, it felt like it was a nod to all the history tours. Rather than it being a nod to the 80s versions of it, it felt like a big, a wink to the early days tour, Somewhere Back in Time, and Made in England tour, all mashed into one tour.
Yeah. So, was there any more of the good that you wanted to talk about? Or
I think for a night one, the sound was good.
And they made minimal mistakes. Honestly,
nothing fell apart or anything, which is good.
And it's uncommon for I find that often a first night will have some decent hiccups. There were I feel like there's a few wrong notes during the Mariner slow part. Steve hit the wrong it was just didn't sound quite right at a certain point.
I think I wouldn't say there's something wrong with Steve's bass, but it just seemed a little bit tinny sounding at some points. It didn't have enough bass in the bass.
Yeah, so minimal mistakes, so they clearly practiced a lot for it.
Yeah, and on top of that, the band, they really did perform at their highest level still.
It sounded great.
Bruce and Dave and Adrian, they rehearsed a lot, and Bruce, even on songs like Mariner and Seventh Son, he still sounds as good as 15 years ago, when they played Mariner the last time. But
all of that was just completely distracted by the production for me.
The stage show was something that was billed as something you've never seen before, or at least something you've never seen us do before.
Technically we haven't, but I still feel personally it was overhyped, so I guess this leads into our bad, because a lot of people seem to like the production, and I know a lot of you will be in the comments oh my god, what? How did you not love that? And I just didn't. And we will go through the set list with you and explain how our feelings evolved during the show.
But anyway, just really quick, they did flash something on the screen that said, please keep your phones in your pocket and everything.
But we knew via First of the Burial, they said, by all means, snap a few quick pics, but leave it at that.
Yep, and there was no brand new intro that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
It was Ides of March, with some of like the early days animations like we saw in the promo videos, which led into Murders in the Rue Morgue, and that was kind of one of our top 2, like, this is what we think they're going to open with.
Yeah, obviously we've never seen that song because it's been so long since it's been played, and they had a decently cool, like, Paris background on that song, and I thought that one actually, like, I felt created a bit of depth and, like, you know, ambiance for that song.
Yeah.
So I was going wild at that point.
Yeah, we were having a good time, and, you know, Bruce's... There's so many screams in the like Killers era. There's so many screams through it. Yeah, I mean, nailed it. And then into Wrathchild, which is like kind of expected it, and we all looked around like, yeah, Wrathchild, cheers, thanks. And
obviously Simon sounded fine on these because it's like...
Because he is Clive Burke.
Well, that's what Bruce says.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you close your eyes, he sounds like Clive. It's like, okay, so the older Clive songs that haven't been played in a while are going to sound like, yeah.
Yeah. And then, boom, third song, Killers, you know, fantastic. So glad to hear that be pulled out after so long. Yeah, the band was kicking ass, and we were into it. We were like, okay, it's clearly they're making like sections of the show where this is all 3 Killer songs in a row. And like I was checking my phone, and I was like, how are we only like 10 minutes in, and we're like already starting the 4th song?
And that it unfortunately did become a little bit predictable. Like at some point, because I was leaning over to James, like, I know what song's next, and then it would play next.
Yeah, it did become predictable, because number 4 was Phantom of the Opera, which of course everybody expected.
Yeah, we were having a good time for this one, but this is where, like, the screen started becoming really, like, distracting for me.
Oh, and just to step back to Killers real quick, that is when Eddie came out, was it not?
Yes, it was the actual stage Eddie. So it's like we were getting like movement on stage with like props and production and stuff.
Yeah, and also when Eddie comes out so early, you know, we're starting to expect like, oh, there'll be another one later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it comes out in Killers. It made it a lot more fun. And then Phantom was obviously played damn near perfectly.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there was just this like weird like stairway background they had, and it's just like it just felt like some songs, like especially the first 3. I don't really remember what Wrathchild had.
I think it was the same as Murders.
Okay, well I don't know. I just felt like there was a bit more thought put into the first few, and then I'm like, I don't know what like the point of this is. Like, what's the point of like the staircase, and it just looked a bit like off. But we'll get into that later. What was after that? Number of the Beast?
Number of the Beast started.
So we had been going so crazy for those first 4 songs. Number of the Beast, like, it's a good song. I've heard enough. It's not my favorite. So I took a breather, had some water, just like watched the show. And I started to think, like, I don't know that I like this production. Like, it was playing, like a bunch of, like, classic horror film, like, sort of clips.
And I think it dawned on us, like, okay, we've seen Phantom, and now we're seeing Number of the Beast. These are the 2 biggest songs.
And nothing's
really happening on stage.
Yeah.
And, it started to kind of dawn on us, is this it? Like, is this all they brought to the show? Is it just a screen?
Yeah.
But it just became obvious that the big reveal is that this is all screens, and there's going to be nothing beyond
Isn't
that.
it cool? Like,
Yeah, it's like, wow, have you seen screens before?
Have you seen the Legacy of the Beast tour? Like, guys, come on.
It's like Legacy was like the ultimate Maiden show, and we were hyped up to like, oh, they're going to try and beat that.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't even close.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Next.
Moving on to Power Slave, and this is where a lot of people will have disagreements.
Yeah.
Because, and it's weird, we woke up and we saw like the promo videos that they put up, and they made it look good.
Yeah.
And the people that were our friends that were on the front, like obviously they had a great time because they were right up in their faces and everything.
Well, yeah, and when you're like in the first few rows, you're more focusing on the band, and then like, oh shit, there's pyro going off over me, and oh look over there, it's Eddie. Like,
but when you're further back, you're looking at the stage production more than anything. And Power Slave was, it just felt really strange.
Yeah,
me.
like I didn't feel like it held up to either Somewhere Back in Time or even the Book of Souls version at all.
Yeah, it's just there's something about the physicality of a Maiden show that just wasn't there tonight or last night. And Power Slave was, and this is kind of what I expected with the screens with Power Slave. Like, I thought they if they have a giant screen, they'll have a giant pyramid on it.
Yeah.
And they did exactly that. However, I don't know. It just felt like they were playing in front of a big iPad.
Yeah, it did. Like, it really didn't create the depth that I thought it was. And you guys will see, we were back. Like, we were about soundboard length back on that little barricade that they had. And so we got it all from a distance. And it just that was another thing with Clairvoyant. We didn't really mention Clairvoyant, but they just had that Eddie up there for that song,
as if it was just a regular Drake.
But it felt really like
strange,
like,
and like
2D. You know?
the way I explained it after the show was the band felt like a smaller show because I don't know, the worlds that they've created through the decades, like you watch the band within the physical world that they create.
Also, I had a thought that this is a stadium tour. And we're in Europe, and the sunset in a lot of these places, especially like the Nordics and stuff, it's late. Like, how is this going to come across when there's still light out, you know?
Yeah, and it felt like the lighting rig, like, just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
and the thing is, it was doing stuff, but the screens were so distracting that it was like, it didn't even need it. But I'll just add one more thing on Power Slave, is Power Slave was the one song where I was like, okay, it looked good. If you kind of forget about the depth of it and it just looks like they're playing in front of a big wall of wallpaper.
Yeah, and like the riser part of the stage had like flames.
That's when I noticed for the first time that the walls were also screens. I hadn't noticed yet.
Yeah, I had, because I saw like, the changes with Phantom and Clairvoyant and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, it's literally all screens.
Yeah, or projections or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I actually, stupid me, I thought that they had brought like the what are they called, the dogs,
sarcophagus.
There's sarcophagus mummies on the stage, like Somewhere Back in Time and Live After Death, and the like Anubis dogs or whatever they are, and flames and stuff on the stage, and come to find out like, oh, that's all screen too. And I don't know, it felt like, people complain about like Marvel movies, like, oh, it's just all green screen. It felt like me playing in front of a green screen.
Well, it's like that video of like Ian McKellen performing for The Hobbit. He's like, this just isn't right.
Yeah, he's just like, I can't act in these circumstances.
It's what I felt like. They were playing, but like I felt like as a fan, like I can't watch Maiden in these circumstances.
It just and Rhyme was when it really started to bother us. But,
that's when I broke down.
Yeah. But Power Slave ended, and we were already kind of like, I can't believe this is the show.
Yeah.
It just took us, because at the end of the day, like, we love all these songs, and we would have, we'd love to hear Power Slave again, but we were so distracted by the fact that this just, like, this is the most un-Maiden stage
I've ever seen.
And then it tips into 2 minutes, so now we're in, like, the Power Slave time for the show. Yeah,
and this is where, I don't know if we've mentioned it yet, but the show used AI, and I haven't talked about it on this channel, but I despise AI. I despise everything it stands for, especially in the art world. So it, like, I had a big worry that Maiden was going to adapt to that someday, and it seems like it's happened. Because not everything was AI, but there was some clearly obvious.
It became obvious after 2 minutes when Bruce introduced Rhyme.
Yeah.
And, you don't know what to expect. Yeah. But clearly the idea with this huge production is we're going to play these big high concept songs and we're going to have screens tell the story.
I wept. I sobbed. It wasn't good tears, but when it was questionable if it was AI on previous songs a lot of the time, but like that song was
Clearly.
full of it. It was full of it. Like, it felt like the entire thing was just like an AI video. Like, you know, people gave Judas Priest shit for that like music video they did. It was just basically a lyric video, which is like these AI images flashing. And you know, it's clearly not just like something that's been ran through AI and that's exactly what they put out. Like, it's clearly been touched up by somebody.
Like it's just a part of artistry now, unfortunately.
But it's so obvious when people use it, and I find it so ugly. I really do.
It's just soulless.
It just looks like that shit that you see your aunts sharing on Facebook. Like, can you believe this is real?
No,
you know?
I can't.
Look at this cute little girl. She built this statue of Jesus out of shrimp.
Yeah, it was just the tons of AI shots of the ship, and then when
The
like
ghost,
physical characters came into it, it's like, oh no.
It was so obvious, and I was so sad that this was like the first time I get to see Mariner. I mean, I've always talked about how like before you've seen Maiden, you watch all the DVDs and the old shows, and you get so excited to see like this production and how they're gonna portray it, and it's just like I just felt so let down. I felt so let down that was my first experience with Mariner.
Yeah.
I would have rather somewhere back in time, what was it? A big boat, like you were like on the boat, like looking down to the front or the back of it, and it was like that was the backdrop. I would have much rather just like take the screen, have some like, okay, it's the ship and maybe it's rocking back and forth and stuff like that. Like I would much rather have like a more static than trying to tell a story like that. Like they clearly, it's like, you know, they had the means during things like the writing on the wall. Like, that music video was insane. That was fantastic. But I'm sure it cost a lot of money because it was all done, like, you know, tediously. With a whole set, like, that's really difficult to do. Like, if you don't know what you're looking at, like, it can be cool. I've seen a lot of people say, I really like the storytelling aspect of Rhyme and stuff. But for me, like, feeling the way I do about, like, AI and that, I'm like, that bird is AI, that ghost on the ship, the clouds, like, there was no doubt in my mind. Like, I was questioning, because sometimes it can be hard to tell, like, was that AI? Like, I don't know, but that was it, and I wept.
Yeah, it was a turning point in the show where, like, the disappointment hit hard, because also, I've spent so much time in my head thinking, okay, I'm almost sure they're going to play Rhyme. Yeah. And I can't imagine what they could do with like a legacy style set.
Well, they had like a ship mast like busting out of the venue and stuff on the adventure. So we're all outside like, what's the production gonna be like? They're gonna like have like some sort of like ship build on the stage.
Like, there wasn't a single physical thing
not at
brought
all.
out for like any song.
And like you had old stuff, like I'm sure we'll get to Hallowed, but that had like his normal cage and everything that he's used in the past. But it just felt like so much was missing.
Rhyme was just like, it was the big concept song that I was thinking that will blow our minds. No matter even if it sounds different with a different drummer, the show will make up for it, and it seriously just didn't.
I was genuinely just beside myself with that.
And then moving on, just to get through the rest of it, Run to the Hills, standard fare.
I was shocked though, because I'm like, okay, what's the last song gonna be? I assumed it would be Run to the Hills because of that hint. A lot of people thought Die with Boots On. I thought Run to the Hills because it's the name of the tour. But it's like, it's in the middle of the set, so like, well, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, and that's when we were like, oh my god, were we wrong about Die With Your Boots On?
I know.
No, not really.
No, unfortunately not.
From Run to the Hills into Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Now this was kind of a bigger surprise in the set list. And it was it was better than Rhyme.
Yeah. Well, it actually had like a Iron Maiden background on it. It was just the album cover with the Eddie, like most of it.
Yeah, and it was, you know, they performed it very well. But yeah, Seventh Son, it was a good surprise. It was a great addition to the set list. Trooper.
It's Trooper.
It's Trooper.
They brought out the legacy Trooper Eddie again.
Yeah.
Trooper's Trooper though,
Trooper's
so there's really
Trooper.
nothing to say about that.
And then Hallowed Be Thy Name. This one bothered us a lot too.
Yeah, so let's start with the backdrop. Like, I took a picture for our chat. I'm just like, what is going on here? It was literally just like a dungeon hall with a single like stand with a noose in the middle. I'm like, then it changed into this little like looping staircase thing that went up to a noose, and Bruce was in his cage, and
the same cage that we had on Legacy.
Yeah.
A lot of the Legacy stuff came back.
Yeah, and it like blew up, and he disappeared, and then he reappeared as a little character on the screen. I think this was something they filmed, and it like actually was him.
Again, this is Marvel green screen Maiden.
Yeah, so I would have to see it up close to see if it was like actually a video of him, or if it was just a little CGI Bruce, but he was just like looking at himself, and he looked up at the news and was like, oh my god, and I looked behind him and like freaked out and started running up the staircase, and this like ghostly ghoul was coming after him, and he kept running. Like, yeah, kudos for trying something different, but it genuinely felt so corny when we were watching it.
It felt like it was he like added on to the idea of in Legacy of the Beast when he's like running away from the explosions on Run to the Hills. He was like, what if we do it on a screen?
And you know, I know this was, bless his heart, I know that this was a Bruce idea. I know it in my heart that it was. But he kept running up the staircase, and he makes it to the noose, and he gets hung, and he turns into this ghostly figure that just like falls off.
Like slow motion falls, and then he just turns into this puff of blue smoke.
And we were just looking at each other like, what the fuck?
What the fuck are they doing? What are they doing?
And it's so distracting. Like, Hallowed Be Thy Name is a song that I want to sit there and I want to appreciate and watch. We're all just watching, like, and you know, like, obviously it won't be as distracting for us at future shows, but most people don't do multiple shows, so they're all just gonna be there watching, like, what's going on while Hallowed Be Thy Name's playing, like, one of the arguably their best song. Yeah. And there's this distracting little Bruce just like fucking running up the stairs.
And then Iron Maiden, where, you know, you would think a Big Eddie would come out.
And those of you on my Patreon, we talked about this. I talked about, like, hey guys, there's a leak out if you want to know. They're doing all screens, and I expressed, like, my biggest fear is AI, and there's no Big Eddie, it's just an Eddie on the screen. And, well,
that's what we got. We got Peace of Mind Eddie.
Well, first we got, like, there was, like, a stormy screen, and the lightning kept, like, lighting up, like, the Iron Maiden logo. And, like, these lightning cracks were hitting the stage and setting off pyro. And I thought it was a very weird spot for it. Like, I had the thought after the show, I'm like, why wouldn't they do something like that during Mariner? Like, you go to the part that's like, like, you know, like, along with the big pyro up top, or don't do the big pyro up top, because Seventh Son was missing that, and I thought that it needed that, and so instead of that, it's like they could have done, like, the lightning bolts hitting the stage instead of the big pyro, like in the same spots that it would have been.
They needed something big to happen in Seventh Son, and nothing happened. And then Mariner just had the poppers up top.
Because Mariner would have, to me, benefited just from, like, a stormy background like that, where there's just lightning going across and stuff. You know, like you're in a stormy sea. So, I don't know, I felt like the lightning there, like, it was a cool idea to have it, like, hitting the stage and, like, oh, things are actually happening up there along with the screen.
At least it, like, because what we said after was, if they did screens through the whole show, at least have them interact with the physical stage in some way, and in that aspect they did do that
a few times,
just a couple times, but once, you know, we get to the big reveal where the Big Eddie comes up, and that part is so exciting in every show, because it's whether it's inflatable or fiberglass, and we're like, all right, what's coming out?
Like, usually it's like a big, like, reveal during, like, the part where it's
because it comes up so slow.
It comes up and you're like, oh shit, there he is. But it was just like when they hit back into it, he just, like, sprung up on stage and he was, like, looking over at everybody. And to be fair, sure, it had a little bit of a 3D element, but it just after he ripped the cables, like, there was a little part where Bruce interacted with him and he, like, took the cable and he ripped it out, and there was a bust of pyro, and Bruce was like, hey, stop that! After that, I feel like it was just on this loop of him just up there, like...
Yeah, just looking around, and it just didn't stop.
Yeah. And it, like, went on even after the song, like, I thought, like, maybe they would do that thing where they closed the curtains, like, on the screen for when they're...
Yeah, like, the song was over,
when
and he's still just like...
He's just up there, just, like, on his little loop like this. I'm like, okay, guys, I think it's time to take Eddie off the screens now.
you know, you get the break and what starts, Churchill's speech.
Yeah.
Which should really always be expected on a hits tour.
Yeah.
But this time was a bit like, this was a chance to do something different, you know? And
yeah.
But then again, it's a hits tour.
And that had like a whole music video for it.
Yeah, it was like
Spitfires fighting.
It was like video game art style Spitfire fight with Eddie in the cockpit.
I was kind of hoping there, like at the very end, like the plane was like falling out of the sky. I was kind of hoping it would like hit a part of the stage and they'd send off like another puff of smoke, but it didn't happen.
You know, again, their idea was, well, last time we played Aces High, we had a Spitfire on the stage.
Yeah.
And this time was like, and we'll beat it with a video.
Yeah.
It's just, you can't.
No way.
You can't beat physical props with videos.
That's what I was saying about, like, it did, like, Legacy blew this out of the water for me. Like,
Legacy was still their best.
Like,
show
when you
by
compare
far.
songs like that, especially, like, you have a fucking plane come out over the crowd. Like, that will beat the screens any day. And going back to the Legacy set, I didn't feel like there was any moment in this set that, like, you heard the crowd just go, like, oh, wow.
Yeah, big Revelations gasp.
Because, like, that reveal on Revelations, every night we saw that, like, when those lights turned on, you could hear just everybody go, like, whoa.
Aces High into Fear of the Dark, and, you know, we noticed Fear of the Dark wasn't in the main set, so the big, you know, surprise this time. It's like, you know, Trooper always used to be in the main set, and they started putting it in the encore, and now Fear of the Dark's in the encore. Which is fine. It's fine.
We expected Fear of the Dark.
Bruce is back up there in his Legacy outfit with the lantern.
Yeah.
And then I turned to her when they were playing Fear of the Dark, and I was like, what the hell are they going to close with? They've already played Run to the Hills. And, Wasted Years again.
We all looked at each other. We're just like, what is going on? Like Matt on the forum brought up a good point that only one tour since 2016 hasn't closed.
Yeah, and that was Legacy.
Yeah.
With Run to the Hills.
And Aces High.
And Aces High.
But yeah, like just one tour since then hasn't closed with that song, and the rest have. And it's just like everybody's just like, why are they doing this again? Like, why did they ask us? Like, can you guess what it is? Like, why would I have guessed the song that they just closed with?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It felt so strange. And then like our friends were in our group chat talking, like, while we were at the show, and we saw them saying, like, there's gonna be, like, a second encore, right? Like, they're not actually gonna close with Wasted Years, and then Always Look on the Bright Side came on, like, guys, it's definitely over.
And to throw in, you know, just a positive about the screens there is, I think that was the best that the show looked during Wasted Years. I don't know if it's because, you know, Wasted Years is supposed to be futuristic and technically all that stuff that's on the artwork is like looking at screen panels and stuff, but it worked.
Well, it's kind of like how the little screen towers worked in Future Past Tour.
Yeah, it did its job.
They took a portion of the stage that is usually taken by some kind of tower.
Yeah.
You know, like there usually is a bit right there. So it was like, oh, well, instead of doing some physical tower, let's do little screens that we can put like animated eddies on, and I thought it worked, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of work was put into parts of it, but like I don't know, it didn't really. It felt like what I love, like Matt again put this exactly how I was telling James last night, but it's like it feels like the band that I've loved going to see live for the past 20 years, like that, like production and that experience wasn't there last night. I was just completely taken out of it by the screens.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a Maiden show
to
us, and.
I've seen lots of people say they enjoyed it. So, you know, I don't want you guys watching this to be like, oh, you know, shit, it's not going to be good, because you might love it. Like, you might see Mariner really like it, but it's just like, personally, for me, I can't get behind the AI stuff, and it seemed like a lot of people didn't realize that it was, and therefore they were like, oh, that was really cool. They, like, told a story with it and stuff. And it's like, you know, I want people to enjoy it. You know, if you've got tickets, go enjoy it, have a good time. I'm just like, he looked at me last night, he's like, how are we going to talk about this? And I'm like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I'm honest on my channel. Y'all saw me crying during the Nico video. I say what's in my heart, and I know that I will get pushback from people like, no, that was their best production ever. Like, okay.
We know it's like YouTubers, it's YouTubers' jobs to be the hype train, but...
I don't glaze, so I'm I'm a bit torn on like the rest of my dates, but you know, I'm gonna give it another chance tonight.
Even though half the people watching this video are gonna be like, "What are you talking about? That was
Yeah,
the greatest show we've ever seen."
We know.
But put it in the comments. You know, we do want to hear your opinion of it.
Yeah, because I've seen like a lot of people commenting on the forum that they love the screens, and it's like I hope you do, because it really hurt to watch it and not feel the way I usually do.
Yeah.
And it's just sad because it's like I've told you I was genuinely so nervous going into this show, and it just feels like every single thing that I had to worry about actually happened. Like how is it everything? How is it everything I worried about? It was the AI, the Big Eddie, just like feeling like something was missing with the drumming. Again, no hate whatsoever to Simon. It was just like
Simon worked his ass off.
He did.
And he did a great job, and I can't imagine the nerves. But he really didn't make any super noticeable mistakes.
No. But for me, it was just like, it felt like there was a
void.
Fucking like aura missing from those Nico songs.
Yeah.
You know?
And that
I don't know if anybody could have done it, to be fair.
I agree.
Like, I know, like, Joe Laz does a very good job, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, unless I saw it with somebody else, that it would have, like, the same atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know what the answer to that is.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'd say that's probably the least favorite Maiden tour I've ever seen. Just personally, like, unfortunately, it is.
And we're saying that with, you know, the set list that we kind of wanted.
And obviously, you know, we'll tell you if our opinion evolves throughout the shows that we see. We're going tonight.
And well, you know, if we can evolve to, you know, enjoy it for what it is, then, you know, this whole thing's a journey and you guys are on it with us. So, but yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah. So comment below, tell us how wrong we are, or if you agree with us. It seems like our general, like, wider friend group is on the same page. Like, I woke up to see everybody's post, I'm like, oh, thank God. I felt like I was, like, all over because people kept coming up after the show, like, wasn't that amazing? I'm just like, I feel bad saying this, but no.
But a lot of people are more pissed about the set list.
I've seen so many people mad about Nothing from No Prayer, which I'm fine with, but, like...
But this goes back to something that we kind of noticed before the show, and even in comments on some of our videos, is like so many people had an expectation that this was going to be a deep cuts tour.
Yeah.
They were going to bring out just like song after song that we haven't heard in so long or never.
But it's just there was no way. Like, just with the amount of hits that they would have to play for a 50 years tour of those albums.
Yeah, I mean, for what we got Killers.
Yeah,
we got
Murders.
Murders.
Some people would argue, oh, well, they played that, you know, in the 2000s. Like, yeah, well, a lot of us were children and we didn't see it, so...
Yeah, but, you know, people wanted, like, oh, well, they're going to play Deja Vu.
To Tame a Lamb.
They're definitely going to play...
Still Life.
And again, this is a lesson for every Steve Harris interview where they ask him if he wants to play Only the Good Die Young, and he says, yeah, cheers, thanks. They're not playing it on the next tour.
And there might have been a teeny little pagoda in that artwork, but, like,
it meant nothing.
It never struck me as, like, they're definitely playing Sun and
Steel, yeah. No.
It would have been cool, but, like, I knew in my heart it
wouldn't
happen.
We know. This is a big hits tour, stadium tour, but... Anyway,
this is getting really long, and I have to edit all of this, so... We recorded one last night, and it was like 40 minutes long. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need to cut this down. So now we're at 40 minutes again, so great. Alright, well, we will see you guys, I guess, again tomorrow. I don't know how extensively we're gonna vlog night 2. Maybe we'll just vlog some hangs in the city or something, but we'll see.
Alright.
And we'll talk about how we feel. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Like this whole script thing, it's giving me Elizabeth vibes.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like
that, yes, because of how hilly it was.